Howdy y'all, welcome to Nerd Studio. Today we're out at the range with the Stealth Gear USA holster for the HK VP9. It's an inside the waistband holster. It's the only one I've really found so far that's molded and created specifically for the VP9. I know there's some others out there, it's the only one I've ordered. Most of my holsters, I like the Two Nates N82 holsters. I've got other videos on them. They don't have one specifically molded for the VP9, so to get the gun on my hip, I went with this one. So far, I'm impressed with some features of it. You can see as I've worn it that it's starting to mold to me. It's starting to sort of, when I got it, it was flat, and now it's starting to curve kind of to my body shape. I'm still playing with the positioning of the clips. It does retain really well. Well, retain. It stays on my belt really well. Some of these holsters, I've had problems when they aren't actually belt loops. When you draw the gun, actually having the holster come up off my belt. This doesn't appear to have that problem, yet it doesn't actually have a complete loop. It's taking a little break-in period. The entry point for the gun is really narrow, so that's taking a little bit of getting used to. It's getting better over time the more I use it. I have carried the gun with this holster a couple of times, and whether it's a function of the holster or a function of the gun, I've noticed that the VP9 is not a very comfortable gun to carry without an undershirt on. So that's something as I evaluate this gun for kind of my primary carry gun, you know, whether I can use it in warmer weather will be an issue. But that, again, that may just be a matter of getting the right holster. I don't have the problem with other guns because I use the Two Nates holsters, and they cover the entirety, the grip and everything in the gun, so it's always up against the holster. Where this, obviously, let me get the gun and I can show you. So this obviously doesn't cover the gun. It's a little different canter than I'm used to, but it's starting to feel pretty comfortable. Let me put it on, we'll shoot a few rounds and kind of finish up and let you know. It's right on my trigger finger too. This thing. Are you even looking at me? You're hidden behind those glasses. It's like talking to the Blues Brothers. All right, so there you go. You know, not much to say other than I've got some more practice to do with it to kind of give a final opinion. But I think you can see it's fairly serviceable. Reholstering feels a little odd. It sometimes it's hard for me to find the hole without looking, and I think that's some practice. One of the things I am impressed with now, my 2/8 holsters that I'm a big fan of have an active retention. You actually have to twist the gun to get it out of the holster, which I've trained quite a bit with, and I feel pretty comfortable doing. This one, of course, I don't have to do that, but it does have good retention. It's not like the gun's just going to fly out. You got to give it a yank. So I feel pretty confident in that regard. I'm not worried about the gun coming out when I don't want it to. Other than getting the chub rub from the grip, he said chub rub. Other than the chub rub, it's the holster itself is very comfortable to wear. It's very thin, and you know, as long as you're not getting that rub on the skin, the gun rides really well. It appears to conceal fairly well. You know, I'm kind of, if you've been watching the videos, I'm kind of in this space where I'm choosing between the Glock 19 and this gun for sort of what's going to be my everyday carry gun, and the grip on the VP9 is a little longer than the Glock 19, and it's of course got a different shape to the gun. So with this holster, though, it does seem to conceal well. Jury's still a little bit out, wearing a thin t-shirt, you know, not tucked in, but you know, I mean, that's the case pretty much with any gun in this size. You know, is it going to work in shorts and a t-shirt? Well, you know, you can carry a smaller gun for that. But so I don't know. So far, I'm digging it. I'd like to be able to wear it without an undershirt. But you know, for now it's working. The quality on the holster itself feels great. It's very light. It feels really well built. Probably do one more video on this about the time I make my decision between the Glock 19 and the VP9, or make it as part of that kind of final decision video. I'd really like to see a 2/8 holster for this, for the VP9 to really do an apples to apples comparison. All right, Stealth Gear USA holster for the VP9. Always remember, hey, anyone can shoot. Anyone can shoot pulling. I don't know, how do you say that with a holster? Anyone can pull their VP9 out of this holster and shoot and have fun doing it. All right, we'll see you next time.